as we reconnect with our roots, that's the effort civilizationally. As we reconnect with our roots, we will understand the significance why this is so important for our civilization to continue and flourish. And Samarth, some of the saints and seers are talking about it in a very big way. The Acharya Mahamandaleshwars that the Prime Minister will be interacting with, the Shaiv Akhadas, the Bairagi Akhadas, the Udasin Akhadas, the Nirmal Akhada, all of them just show that collectively, they may have their differences in how they pray, who they pray to, where they stay, but civilizationally, everyone is coming together in this melting pot called the Prayagraj Mahakumbh as they now move to Kashi.
Well, exactly, Gaurav. We see, as I said, the beliefs could have been different, their Ishtadev could have been different, but at one point, at the point of Sanatana Dharma, all Akhadas, all Mahamandaleshwar, all Acharya Mahamandaleshwar come together on one platform, and that is Purna Mahakumbh, which is happening in Prayagraj, and that's why all are together. They don't have any difference. Even if they have forgotten everything for this mega Mahotsav, for this mega Mela of Mahakumbh that's happening after 144 years, once in a lifetime of every human being, whether he is a common man, whether he is a doctor, physician, or a saint, they don't know this particular thing. And at a time when at this particular event, when Prime Minister of India comes and they get the chance to interact with him, and even Prime Minister gets a chance to interact with the Acharya Mahamandaleshwars, the protectors of Sanatana Dharma, it's a feeling, it's the sacred feeling from both the ends. As for PM, it's because he's looking into the politics, defense, everything. He's controlling the entire nation.
Yes.
And then he gets a space to take the holy dip in Triveni and gets a chance to interact with the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar. While on the other hand, Acharya Mahamandaleshwar had got the chance to interact with the Prime Minister of India. Back to you.
It's interesting how they say that this water rejuvenates you. Nandita Pandeyji, it's said it's the planets, it's the stars, and you were just mentioning a short while back how Brihaspati or Jupiter, how that moves into Taurus when we talk about Prayagraj, and the way, the energy that's created, and several Mahamandaleshwars we spoke to, they said that energy is transferred to your body when you take that holy dip. The Prime Minister rejuvenated the various saints and seers who've taken a dip over the 3 Amrit Snans. They stand rejuvenated. The effort now, as one of the Mahamandaleshwars was telling me, is to spread Sanatan through scientific knowledge. That is the change that we see. It's through science that they're rediscovering their past. And perhaps that's a very significant message.
Yes, and this is beautifully explained by you. When we talk about seers and saints, and in the ancient times, they were just not saints, they were scientists. We would call Bhugol. Bhu means bhuvi and gol means round. So we were calling Bhugol, the earth, as Bhugol, way back somewhere around 5000 BC. In Rig Veda also it is mentioned like Bhugol. So you look at the amount of scientific knowledge they had. Even now, when the water is considered, the whole process of the royal bathing, the Amrit Snan, is the first step that is taken, the first dip that is taken by is the Naga Sadhus and the Mahamandaleshwars and their Akhadas, and then the general public. Why is general public in the last of the line? Is because the water gets purified by the divine energy that these sadhus have in them. Now, there is like you said, scientific. I would want to mention Dr. Imomoto. He was a Japanese scientist, and he did the specific experiment on water. So
Yes.
He kept certain bottles of water, and on each bottle, he wrote a certain name. Like he wrote a word where he wrote love, he wrote hatred, he wrote jealousy, he wrote peace, and to a bottle with the word mentioned love, he would just send a lot of loving energies. To the bottle where it was mentioned hatred, he would send a lot of hatred energy. And just 1 week. In that 1 week, then he took the droplets of the water, and under the microscope, he saw the crystals. The bottles which had love, peace, and happiness written on them had beautiful crystals. But the ones which had hatred and jealousy and anger in them, were broken crystals. They were not broken, they were broken diagrams. So
Okay.
this specifically actually signifies how water imbibes the thoughts and the process and the energy. This is a confluence of three powerful rivers, and then the sadhus and the sannyasis and the ascetics are taking a dip in it, who have probably the entire year and for 12 years they've meditated and they've accumulated that power. They're the powerhouse of this divine energy inputs. And when they take that dip, it gets amplified by this divine energy. Similarly, all the disciples and all the public who are also coming around, they're also coming with the entire devotion. So
Okay.
their thought, their mantras, everything is kind of creating that vibrancy in that energy. It is getting amplified by the thoughts and the
And
prayers and the mantras.
rejuvenating the
Absolutely, it is
Sanatan,
divine.
the
Yeah.
effort to bring in the younger generation, bring in the newer generation. And Anand Nilkantanji, when I was interacting and just watching at times the different akhadas there was so much curiosity to know where the Naga sadhus come from, how they train, how they go back, whether it's to the Aranya or the forest or to the Giris, to the mountains. I think the new generation wants to know more about, one, the Sanatan Dharma, two, what many people are only now once again relearning. The Akhadas played a very critical role in fighting invasions by the Afghans, in fighting the Mughals, including Aurangzeb, in fighting the British. Rani Lakshmi Bai went to the Akhadas right here in Prayagraj to fight the British, and the Naga sadhus did that.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go on, Anand Nilkantanji.
They have played a significant role in right from before, during the Mughal age, before that also, right from the Islamic invasion, then later during the British period, during the freedom struggle. And I think we are not being taught much about their role in the history books. But notwithstanding that, now I wish, this is my wish, that they start, they take the leadership now to clean up the rivers. It is not just the government can do this. The intentions have been good, but we are living in a, let us admit that we are living in a very filthy air and filthy water, irrespective of all the great projects with great intention, because the people are not changed. Just the government cannot change, the people are not changed.
Yes.
Perhaps it is time for the spiritual leadership to take the lead and ensure that when they are meeting the Prime Minister, ensure that on an emergency basis, the river, the air, the cities, all are remaining filthy even now, irrespective of our effect. We have all the slokas, we have all the philosophies that shows great reverence to the rivers, to the nature, everything. But in the last 100 years, we have messed everything up. Even now, despite spending so many crores and effort, still our rivers remain polluted, cities remain polluted. We have some of the greatest polluted air and water and land now.
Yes.
I think now we don't have any external enemies to fight, neither Mughals nor British East India Company. It is Indian democracy. Indian people have chosen the government. Now the fight is against our own attitude on how the common people, all of us are treating the nature.